The Creaking. What is the Creaking? The Creaking is a new Minecraft mob added into Minecraft version 1.21.4. It is very mysterious, and honestly I feel like there's a lot of questions surrounding it. So hopefully in this video we can dive into some of it and explain what this mob is. Origin and story? Unknown. As for Minecraft and Mojang, to be honest. After searching the web and doing research, it seems like everyone has come up with their own theories as to where this creature came from, if you could even call it a creature. I might seem hesitant to call the Creaking a new Minecraft mob, because of how bizarre this mob's game mechanics function. The Creaking deals 1.5 hearts of damage to any player it encounters, and that changes depending on the difficulty of the world. If you take a look, the Creaking only has 1 heart of health, and if you're like me, you're probably thinking, well, I'll just attack it back then. You might want to think again. The Creaking cannot take any direct damage from players, meaning if you hit this creature, it will not take any damage and instead will release some sort of orange particle trail leading back into the woods. Following this particle trail will lead you hopefully to the biggest part about this update. After following the particle trail, it should lead you to a tree, and the tree should have a block that's in the middle of the tree with a big orange split going through the middle. This is called the Creaking Heart. The Creaking Heart is the life source of the Creaking entity, meaning the only way to kill the Creaking is by destroying the heart. This cannot always be easy though, because you'll have to worry about the Creaking following you back to the heart, giving you damage as you search for the correct tree with the heart inside it. Sometimes the particle trail will trick you by flowing through multiple trees, making you think you've found the heart. If you do manage to destroy the heart, you have 2 options. 1, you can grab a silk touch axe, break the heart, which will in turn give you the heart. Or option 2 leads you to fully destroying the heart, which can release 1 to 2 resin clumps, and around 24 experience points, which is definitely a lot for survival, so that can be helpful. A quick note to add is if you choose to use Silk Touch on the Creaking Heart, you can actually bring this back to your base. With 2 extra pale logs, this will allow you to build the Creaking tree back up, which will spawn the Creaking mob again. To do this, you simply need to place 1 regular pale log on the bottom, with the Creaking Heart on top, with another pale log over the heart. This will spawn the Creaking wherever you choose. This can be a great defense in multiplayer. Against online players, it's awesome. But remember, there is no way of taming this entity, meaning it will still go after you. So keep that 32 block distance in mind when spotting this mob in your bases. So I was saying I was hesitant on calling this new Creaking a living mob. The reason for that is because when you do finally destroy the Creaking Heart, you get the Monster Slayer achievement, leading to further speculation that the Creaking is just an odd lifeless being, given life by the heart separated by the mob. The Creaking has a 32 block distance from the heart that it will respond to, meaning if you are being chased by it, and you run out of that 32 block distance, the Creaking will stop chasing you and will turn around and return to the heart. Similar to the Enderman, looking at the Creaking will activate it. I'm not sure if this principle applies to regular mobs like pigs and cows, etc. What we do know is that the Pillagers is terrified of the Creaking. Spawning a Pillager near a Creaking will cause the Pillager to panic and run fast away from the creature. The Pillager will run an 8 block distance away from the Creaking and go nowhere near it. So some people have speculated that the Pale Garden biome and the ancient city might have a connection. The theory is that some people have reported finding ancient cities underneath the Pale Garden biomes that they find. I created 4 worlds to test this theory and see if it was actually true. On the first world, there was no luck and I didn't see any ancient city under the biome. The second and third worlds were the same results. On the fourth world, I didn't notice an ancient city either. I did notice 2 out of 4 Pale Garden biomes had trial chambers underneath them. Trial Chambers came out in the 1.21 update called Tricky Trials. I don't know if there's any connection here, and I'm not sure why there would be. Maybe because these updates are very close together there could be something, but if anything, I would have liked to have seen the ancient cities be directly connected to the Pale Garden biome. One thing to note is I did notice pockets of XP blocks and shulkers. Those can be found in the ancient city, but I also understand that those could be found deep underground anywhere you go, so I don't think that there's really much of a connection there either. So I said in the beginning of the video that there were people making their own theories on the internet as to where the Creaking came from. I wanted to go in detail on one of the theories that I read on Reddit that I really liked. So the theory that I chose comes from a Reddit user named Crazy Regrets on the Minecraft Reddit forum. His theory is that the Warden was summoned to ward off the Creaking. We know that the Creaking has a noise mechanic and the Warden is drawn to noise. The Reddit user is referring to this theory as the Deep Dark Concept Part 2. It also matches the Pale Garden perfectly, so the theory is that the Pale Garden is a second edition to the first update where we got the Warden in the Ancient City. So, the question is, did the Warden or the Creaking come out of the portal? Could the new biome actually be a part of a new dimension we have yet to see in future updates? Maybe the Creaking is from the end dimension. I tested what would happen if I spawned a Creaking in the Ancient City, and the Warden destroyed it. So as of right now, everything we're saying is speculation. It would be pretty interesting to see Mojang confirm these theories, especially if the Warden and the Creaking are connected. Hopefully that portal is something bigger than Mojang just putting it in the game and calling it a day. So that's everything we know about the Creaking. I'm sure there's a lot more that I didn't go over in this video that maybe you guys can educate me on. There's a lot more in this update that we don't know about, and a lot of questions that need answers from Microsoft. I would like to see a future update where they improve on the Pale Garden and adding a little more life and giving it a little more of that scare factor. But as of right now, I think it's a great update and I'm excited to see what Minecraft brings in 2025. I'd also like to hear what your guys' theories are on the Creaking. Where do you guys think this thing came from? So if you guys have any of your own theories, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think. Thanks again guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.